What's going on, guys? We got a '07 Camry that has a rattle, and it's the balancer shaft. This is what it sounds like if it's going bad. Go ahead. And it's coming from your oil pan. Let me give you one from down here, if you can hear it. Let me turn on my flashlight. It's coming right, it's inside the oil pan. Your balancer shaft is going bad. It's not your tensioner, none of that, it's your balancer shaft. Alright, so to change the balance shaft or to inspect it, you're going to need to remove the oil pan. So 14 millimeter, drain it out at like an oil change, and then it has 10 millimeter bolts all the way around. The size, just, you know, be careful, because if you lived in a rust belt like I do, some of them are rusty, so you got to pray before you take them off. But yeah, you're going to remove this. That's the first step. You know, jack up your car, remove this wheel so you could, we're going to need to time the engine to put at top dead center before we remove the balance shaft. Alright, so once you get the oil pan bolts out, this little air tag here, use a screwdriver or a pry tool and go very easy and wiggle it around. Don't jam it or press down, because you'll bend it, then your oil pan will be no good. Just take your time getting it in there. It will let go. Just take your time, be easy with it. Once it's off, you're gonna have to remove the pickup cord, the pickup tube here, these two bolts here, 1 and 2. There's a gasket in the middle. You can see here the tabs. Make sure that goes in the same way if you're gonna reuse them or buy a new gasket. But that's the pickup tube that needs to come out, and then these bolts to get the assembly out. Just make sure you got enough rags, because this will be dripping, and then you have to clean up all the way around it. Get the old adhesive or RTV that was in there, it's chunks, so you make sure you clean all the edges up, because there's going to be quite a bit. You can use a plastic scraper or whatever you want to clean them up, but before you install the pan again, this has to be oil free and debris free. Super smooth. Scotch Brite, whatever. Alright, before you guys start removing everything else, you gotta put it to top dead center, and this little notch needs to line up with the 0 on your, what is that, the crankcase?
Yeah, the crank pulley.
The crank pulley. As you can see, perfect. Line it up with the 0 with that little line and the notch.
And use a long extension.
And use a long extension. It's nice and easy before you start taking all this apart. Oh. Should talk. No, this is going to be like a 5-minute video. Alright, so once you're here, 10 millimeter nut. This has a gasket. A lot of oil will pour out once you loosen it, so be ready to catch it. Don't lose the gasket if you're going to reuse it. Try to keep the same orientation. Those little tabs or these things stick out. Just make sure you know which way they go. You can either place it back here, so like that you don't lose it, or you can get a new one, whichever one. I like to leave them hanging up here so I don't lose it. And inspect the pickup tube. Make sure it's that the screen is clean. There's no debris in there. This one looks pretty good. That's cool. Alright, so for this you're gonna need a 12 millimeter 12 point socket. You need a 12 millimeter 12 point. These are up here, so I'm using the 1/2 inch wrench with a reducer to the 3/8. Oh, it came out of there water?
I see water.
I thought something there. It looks white. Let me see. I got it.
Yeah, look, see, they're lined up perfect.
That's the way it came out. You see the circles. We put it at top dead center. You can see the circles are lined up with the edge here, and the other two are kind of like 12 o'clock, little inward a little bit. So that is the thing, and then under here, when you're here, you have to inspect your bearings in here. You know, you gotta see if they have any wear, and if they have any kind of wear, you gotta replace the caps. You just knock them in, knock them out. I mean, these look kind of decent, but I gotta clean up the oil, and you have to clean up the edges. You see all this gasket, leftover gasket, you got to get all that off. So you got to clean all this up so there's nothing dripping, blot dry it, so there's no like this type of thing leaking on the edge, because when you put the gasket sealer or the RTV, you need it to be nice and dry. Alright, so these are the stabilizer shafts. You can see the way they orient it. That's the way you want them to go in. They basically just pop up, but this is the reason why they make noise. See how much play is in here? It's quite a bit of play. That's what rattles when it's in the car, and that's the reason they got to get replaced. Nothing's broke here, so because they're all steel on this model, so that's good. We're just gonna remove these, clean up, and inspect the bearing caps. If they're good, we'll keep them, and if not, we'll replace them. All right, so this is the replacement part. When you're putting it back in, make sure my bearing caps are good. Make sure you feel them, that they're not scored or anything. The new part, I cannot move it by hand. The other one, as you saw, I can move it with my hand. That's why we get the chatter. So just line up the holes here to the body line of this platform, and you're good. I'll give you a good picture in a minute.